Hey guys, what's up? This is Bopus here, and today I'm gonna show you guys my Visas Starfrost deck, otherwise known as my Mannadium deck list that I've been playing for like quite a while actually. Like there are a couple of reasons why I wanted to play this deck. The main reason is that I really like the story of Vicious Starfrost, and I like how his story is headed towards. Like his lore between all the planets that he travels through is almost as deep and emotional as compared to the Albus lore, and I like the Albus lores involving around the death spells and all that. And Visas Starfrost's story is similar to that. So that's why I wanted to, play his deck. And the main reason why I didn't play this deck is I'm really am a fan of Mannadium cards, but being that it's a synchro summoning deck, and I like synchro summoning out of all the summoning mechanisms. I know this because back in the day, I play ABC synchros back when Hockey Fire Rags was still legal, and also I also played the deck with Arudan as well. But granted, both Hulk and Arudan are both banned now. Just imagine how insane Mannadium would be if both Hulk and Arudan was still wrecking havoc in the meta right now. But anyway, that's all in the past now, and I just both love the idea of Mannadium, and I also like playing this deck as well. So yeah, with that being said, I'm just gonna get right to the deck profile. So for the monsters, is three Visas Starfrost. You actually need three copies of this card, and yes, the Man of the Planet can search Visas Starfrost along with the Terraforming. You guys have no idea how opening this along with the Man of the Monster, being Meek or Fearless is like opening this card is like really really good. Like if you open Planet, so it's this, and you have a Man of the Monster, you're sorting your combos. Like this card is a mandatory trio. I think in this deck. I mean it. I mean, in the worst case scenarios, going towards game 2 or 3, side the third copy out to play the two, but moving forward and currently right now, I think playing three Visas Starfrost is an absolute mandatory. It's an absolute trio. Now, now for the Man of the Monsters, three Riumheart. This card is it's really good. I like this card a lot because it's an extender that searches Mannadium Spirit Transport in the deck. So yeah, technically this in conjunction with Vicious Starfrost, it's technically a +1 because just use normal the Miko the Fearless, activate this to pop either the Miko the Fearless their effect prop to summon on another copy of them from the deck, and then if you have Remo in your hand, you get a free extender as well as a free search. So yeah, this card is really really good. Yeah, search is the E-Tele and the Omni counter trap. That belongs to the archetype. The other heart monster is Scareclaw Reichheart. To be honest, I think Mannadium only played this card along with Lightheart and the Scareclaw Field spell to summon this right below the Lightheart. If you have three division position monsters to get to Arrival, which is a free monster reborn, and this cards, and there are three division position monsters on your board, you get to draw a card. So this card is literally engaged, and I think that's why a lot of Mannadium players are playing playing the Scareclaw as an NG to go along with Mannadium. Like this card, this card is like the Riumheart, but instead of getting the Abscission or the counter trap of this card, it's actually the Monster Reborn, and it gets you a free draw. So these two guys are quite similar. They're both heart monsters, so they need to be quite similar. But Reichheart is literally engaged in a monster. Now for the Mannadium tuners, it's 3 Meek and 3 Fearless. If I were to compare the two, Fearless is the worst. Meek is really good. Not only it flows into another copy of itself, the floating copy it becomes level 4, so you get a free level tuner from your deck, which gets you into a free level 10 synchro of your choice. Fearless it doesn't grant you that much benefit compared to the Meek, but I'm playing certain cards in here that combos really well with Fearless, and these 6 tuners in conjunction with the best build is like insane. Now I'm playing some choking cards in here, in the form of 3 Lithosagym and the 1 of the Water Choking. So these are the cards that I was talking about to make Fearless give it a little bit in the deck. So anytime you open multiple copies of Fearless, and you have Litho in your hand, you activate the Litho, destroy the 2 Fearless from your hand, which is like quite easy to do because you play 3 copies of it along with the Chlorium and also Ascension, so it's quite consistent to have multiple copies of this in your hand or on the field. So you reveal this Lithosagym, pop the multiple Fearless in your hand or in your field. Granted, you only get to only proc 1 Fearless because you can only have 3 Fearless in your deck, but that effect does not matter. What it does matter is that you pop the 2 Fearless, another copy of Fearless is gonna float into another copy of the deck, and then Lithosagym, if it back procs to which then you can look at your opponent's extra deck and then banish 3 cards from there with different names, and then boom, this and this is Punisher. So yeah, and I really like Punisher right now. And Water Tricking is quite similar, but it said you get to pop the Meek from your hand to summon yourself, and then if you have both the Fearless and the Meek, and then you have either of these, or you can activate either one, and you have access to both the Fearless and the Meek from the deck. So yeah, that's why I'm playing it. And plus these 2 trinkets, they are like nothing to snap at. Once the next set comes out, we Tread is a fire, so I'm gonna play the fire tricking as well. So yeah, those are the 4 tricking that I just tag in the deck to give the Meek and Fearless a little bit more oomph. Like I said, 9 hand traps. It's 3 Ash and 3 Belle. This is basically branded Ash for branded Vision and Belle for Sanctfire. So, and overall, I think Bells and Ashes, they're generally all good hand traps right now. Number spells, it's 3 Abscission. This is literally 3 copies of Terraforming in your deck, because as long as you target a monster and then you pop it, it gets to the Mannadium planet, and then if you pop the Meek or the Fearless, they get the float as well. And then if you already have the field spell up, use such a counter trap with this card. And if this card is in your graveyard, I use this card as graveyard effect like quite a bit. This card is a graveyard effect where you can banish it from your graveyard, and then spirit summon Visas Starfrost or a heart monster from your hand. So this card is terraforming technically on Italy as well as a free extender from your hand. So yeah, cars good. This is the weaker version of Zodiac Barrage. If you wanna like compare other cards to it. Field spells. Three Chlorium. This card is really good. Like with all the planets, this searches beasts as Starfrost or a man of the monster upon activation, and then the attack boost it doesn't quite come up as much, but its third effect is quite insane. In fact, I think the third effect of this card is why I like playing this deck so much. So this card's third effect is when a tuner you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to special summon that monster from your graveyard. So this card, if you open this Meek or a Fearless and the True King, well, you activate the True King's effect to special summon themselves, and then Chlorium effect prot since either the Meek or the Fearless spot, you get three free bodies on the board. So God, this guy's like really insane, and the search effect is just adding icing to the cake. This card is by far the most like the interesting build spell out of compared to like all the planets. I think because this card it's an extender as well. So the other field spell is the Scareclaw field spell. This card is literally here to be searched up of the Scareclaw Link monster, and then you get a Reichheart, and then Reichheart gets you a draw as well as Arrival. That's the main reason why it's there. Speaking of one Arrival, this card is not once per turn. I know that, but I think just playing one of this is enough. If you need a second one, you need a losing position anyway. So I think playing the one is a correct number. Card is good, yes. I mean, not once per turn monster rebirth is like nothing to scoff at, but I feel like just playing the one is enough in the deck. Diagram. You activate this, activate effect, pop, make Meek or Fearless, and then combo up from there. Terraforming for the Belle spells. Call by the Grave because this deck loses hard to draw, and draw is not my best friend in this deck. The last three spells is I just play triple tactics talent. I'm beginning to like this card compared to Crossout Designator. So, ever since the new format started when the new balance dropped, because this card does what Crossout Designator does not, and that is hand knowledge that you get from your opponent. So if you play Crossout Designator, I needed to play draws in the main deck to counter it. So you're technically playing three cards to counteract the draw, but the three crosses can be inconsistent and the breaking card in your hand if your opponent doesn't have the draw. So those three so do those three cross deserters in the main deck can be that as well. Where this card, if they draw you and then you will somewhat of this in hand to go into Pater Omega, you can look at their hand. Not only you get to know what kind of like deck you're playing if you're a good player, you can see their plays before even they do, and then knock out a combo phase from their hand back to the deck, and then you do Dis Pater Omega combo if your hand is good enough to do it, and then your opponent start their turn with only three cards in their hand, because you rip the first one with the talents. You rep the second one up to the Omega, and then the third one by going to Dis Pater, and then bring back the Omega that's Spanish, and then you use it there to rip the third card out of their hand. So your opponent starts your turn with three cards in hand. So yeah, this card is really good, both going first and second as well. Going second, if you better a monster again, you use it to just either take or draw cards. So yeah, talents I begin to like more and more in this deck, or in any other decks in general, because hand traps are like everywhere right now, and talents compared to the crossout, I think is a better counter card compared to the crossout designator. And Mannadium counter trap, I mean, it's an Omni negate. If you have a Synchro monster, which this deck revolves around, and then this card also has a grave effect where you can banish it. Target 3 Mannadium cards, I think. No, you target 3 Mannadium monsters in your graveyard, and then shuffle them to the deck so that you can good. So this card is basically on Omni negate. If you have a Baron, and that's two Omni negates, and this card is kind of like a pseudo part of Avarice per deck. And 4 tech cards that I decided to play, either Chengying cards, because I want to play Denglong in this deck now that it's freed, and those are BN, Suanni, Chiwen, and the 9 pillars. So if your hand is like True King or Chengying, and then Abscission and the planet, you do your Chengying plays first by no more summoning either the Suanni or the BN, pop it with Ascension to get into the Mannadium Build spell on BN. Either the BN or the Suanni will trigger, which can then float into Chiwen. You activate the Mannadium Build spell, get into Riumheart, and then if you have a Meek or the Fearless, you spell the Suanni, and then go Denglong, and then you can do your usual Mannadium combo. The only difference is in conjunction with the reframing, which which can be searched up of a Riumheart, which you can search up with the Mannadium field spell. You also have 9 pillar because you play because you make Denglong from there. So yeah, so if you have a Baron and along with these two cards, there's 3 Omni negates, and there are like no decks in the current meta that can play through through Omni negates, because these two cards, it protects you from Dark Lola no more. I mean, it doesn't stop Super Poly if you playing against a branded matchup, but Super Poly is Super Poly. But having 2 Omni negates, that's like easy to search up of Denglong, and the Rimmob is like really good and gives you like so much value. So yeah, that is a main deck. It's a 42 card main deck. Now I'm gonna show you guys the extra deck real quick. So for the extra deck, it's 2 Vicious Astraloud. I wanna play a third because this card summoning condition is not once per turn, so you can bring it out as many times as you want. Like this card, it reminds me a lot of DPE. Remember? Yeah, DPE was a threatening card back in the day, and this card is similar to DPE. Like it's big, it pops the monster, it gets huge. Yeah, and this is a combo card and the pressure card all in one. So yeah, I really like it a lot, to a point where I want to play the third. Put the 6s, Charger Warrior and Coral Dragon, because I like drawing cards. Put the level 8, Accel Synchro Stardust Dragon. I'm pretty sure this card is the reason why Gamma got limited, because if you have Gamma and then hand trap you Gamma, make this and then go to any of the level 10 synchro that's unpredictable card effects. So yeah, card is really good. Dis Pater and Omega, like I said, these two cards with talents is really broken. And Omega in general, it's a good card. And Dis Pater, it's a pop and then again depending on the banish card that got shuffled. So and it's also quite big. So yeah, and these three cards are like nothing to scoff at. Both of them are like really good. One Baronne, because Baronne is Baronne. And the Stardust. The reason why I'm playing the Stardust in this deck and any Mannadium player should play it is due to the fact that this card just also happens to bring us Stardust for free, which outs any board wipe. That's not Dark Lord or no more. And since you have the Stardust in the extra deck, you can, and you already if you made a Baronne can bait out a negate during their summon phase, and then you can tag it out for another Accel Synchro in your graveyard. And this card is its effect will proc again if you have a Mannadium Toner in your field, which I sometimes like to do. With the crochet play, I just leave the Meek or the Fearless on the field, and then you can use actual Stardust to synchro summon, get a Stardust, and then suddenly you have a Baronne again, and then during your standby phase you do the combo again. So yeah, because that play is like quite insane. The last level to synchro is Chengying, because Chengying actually synergizes quite well with this deck. This guy's synergies really well with Dis Pater and with Abscission's graveyard effect, and also the counter trap as well. Because on this card, if you use any of the effect that banishes cards from the field or graveyard, which this deck tends to do, you get to non-target banish a card from their field and graveyard. So Chengying is Chengying, and I am a huge fan of Chengying. And speaking of huge fan, I'm also a huge fan of Psychic and Banisher. This card, there are not a lot of decks that do not A, respect this card, and two, they do not see this card coming. Like if I'm playing this deck and if I have the trinkets, then I'm gonna be like really confused as I rip up and as I rip apart the extra deck. With the Lithosagym, Fearless is gonna summon another copy of it from there, and then make this, and then they were like, what the fuck? And they're like, what the fuck? Yeah, this guy's like, it's like really good in this deck, and that's also on the nip range. The last synchro is Denglong, because Denglong is Denglong. I made a video about this card a few weeks back when the balance dropped on this card. In that video, I said it's a foolish Rhoda and the Italy all-in-one card, and this is literally like what it is. Still, to this day, I'm surprised they free this card before it. So yeah, so those are the synchro monsters. I only played 3 links, which is the Appaloosa, Crush Ship, and the Scareclaw Link monster. Alright guys, so yeah, that is the main extra deck for my Mannadiums. And then if you guys are curious, the main deck count is a 42 card main deck, because I just tried to add in the True King cards and the Yang cards to tag and spy up this deck a bit. So yeah, just as give a force. Tell me guys what you think about my Mannadium. It's quite spicy. It's quite tacky, and it's certainly very interesting compared to the Mannadium deck list that you guys are familiar with. So yeah, without them being saying, this is Evil4 signing out. Peace out, guys. Peace out.